Welcome to the Digital Marketing News. I'm Tiffani Allen.
And with your first story this week, I am Joshua Nite. Before we get to our first story, actually, I am sorry for leaving all of you last week. I was at BMX. I got some amazing takeaways that I put on our blog, so TopRank blog, and we shot a whole bunch of video with some really smart, talented, and exciting people. So keep an eye on everything for some of those videos to start popping up. However, now that we're back in the news, just give me a second to remember how we do this.
Reading.
Oh, that's right. No, it's all in my head. What are you talking about? There are no notes.
Sure.
Professionals don't need notes. Consulting my notes, I see that Google has topped Facebook and Instagram in e-commerce activity for recently here. Yeah, this is a story by Oribi, who either is a really cool analytics company or possibly a Pokemon.
Both?
Yeah, but it was for a mobile marketer. They found that Google's paid ads have a conversion rate of 2.7%. Direct traffic is only 2.5%.
Wow. A
slight edge there. Bigger edge over social media though. So Google Organic is 2.1%. On Facebook, you're looking at more 1.5%. And on Instagram, you're all the way down to 0.8. So as much as we think of these as commerce platforms, it seems like we're talking about how social media is a little more of a passive, just kind of, flick the thumb and look at things for very, very briefly than to actually stop and make a purchase. So definitely worth something that's worth thinking about for marketers.
Right, absolutely. Speaking of Google.
We were, and
we still are. Google's mobile first indexing is going to be applied to all sites within the next year.
What does that mean?
Oh my gosh! It means that Googlebots are crawling from a mobile perspective, so using mobile browsers to understand sites, make sure that they are working properly, that you can understand the content on the site, and what have you. So if your mobile experience isn't great, if it's super slow, if the content's hidden for whatever reason, it might affect your rankings. Those with mobile first indexing already get these kind of notifications in Google Search Console, so make sure that you are looking at Search Console, seeing if any errors pop up and remedying those. Of course, browser testing, device testing is going to be super important. As always, this shouldn't be a huge shock, but continue to focus on mobile users.
Yeah, Google is pretty concerned with the mobile user experience, which means all of us have to be as well, because Google is the benevolent God that brings all of the people to us.
Yes.
They are the milkshake that brings all of our boys to the... I don't know what the art is in this metaphor, however. So speaking of mobile user experience,
And you were?
Which you were, and I want to be like you. But LinkedIn, our buddies over there, our hashtag client, by the way, I am a sophisticated marketer.
It's like a superhero thing.
Yeah. I am the weirdest superhero, sophisticated marketer man.
I knew it.
But LinkedIn is testing a new format you might recognize from Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, kind of borrowed freely in the social media world, but they are looking at stories. So actual ephemeral stuff that disappears, video content. They will play on full screen on your mobile LinkedIn experience. I thought this was interesting that they had a little interview with one of LinkedIn spokespersons to talk about what you might be using this for. And they're talking about much more of a business bent to it. So they said, imagine giving 2 or 3 quick tips and tricks.
Oh, sure.
Or sharing a couple of highlights from a work event that you're at or a con that you're at. They were also talking about how people can see your stories and then interact with them via the internal messengers. So they are looking at this as something definitely to drive engagement. Seems like this is the way that video on LinkedIn has been trending, since people who are successful with it say that videos on LinkedIn need to be short anyway.
Right.
So why not make them short, make them disappear, and see if it'll catch on. So I'd say keep an eye on that as it rolls out.
Yeah. Well, speaking of video marketing.
You was.
Yes, everyone was. Vimeo. Have you heard of Vimeo?
Vimeo is like the YouTube for fancy people.
It's fancy YouTube, yes. They're rolling out a Vimeo Create marketing platform to offer SMB marketers a full suite of video editing tools.
Oh, that's exciting.
Very exciting. So there's video creation tools, smart editing features, stock video, and photo content. So you'll have the ability to automatically tailor videos for individual social platforms as well. You can have a free trial of this if you want to check it out for yourself. And then it's $20 a month to save and share videos. So this is something, if you're looking for more video editing, you don't necessarily have a budget for a full-time videographer, editing staff, what have you. Think about kind of like a Canva-like tool that you can use to at least get your feet wet and see if you like the medium and want to keep going.
That's such a low price point that I think it's definitely worth checking out. They even said the like unlimited stock video and photo and like some audio in there as well.
Wow.
So yeah, I'd say that's a value worth checking out when it rolls around.
Definitely.
I may make it'll make my skateboarding videos cooler.
I was wondering when those are going to get cooler.
Also, I am going to start making skateboarding videos.
Right.
I'm 42 years old and I have balance issues. What could go wrong?
Sounds dangerous.
Yeah.
I love it.
Maybe I should collect some more data before I do that.
Yeah, bubble wrap too.
Hey, you know who collects a lot of data and may or may not collect a lot of bubble wrap?
Who is this?
SEMrush or SEMrush, the jury's still out.
You decide.
But yeah, we report, you decide. So they analyzed 700,000 blog posts, and those posts received between 50,000 and 500,000 monthly page views.
Wow.
So huge data set there, and there are some interesting correlations they found. We should say these are correlations only, not necessarily written in stone best practices, but interesting. So blog posts with more than 3,000 words. So that's huge. But they get 3 times the traffic,
Wow.
4 times the social shares, and 3.5 times the backlinks.
Wow.
So backlinks being for SEO purposes, that's very exciting.
Yes.
But the average length of a post though, even though those 3,000 posts are doing really well, the average length is still only 900 to 1,200 words.
Got it.
So not a lot of people are making that 3x content, so maybe that is a thing that we should all be looking at doing. I also thought it was interesting that these posts also need to be well structured. They need to have those H2 and those H3 tags. They're going to get higher shares, traffic, and backlinks, which makes sense. If you're doing a 3,000 word post, you might want to give people a way into it and a way through it. You know, a little bit of navigation.
Yeah, what is it about exactly, right? Interesting though, lengthier headlines, so your H1 tags with 14 plus words,
That's a lot of words.
right? Get 2 times the traffic, 2 times the social shares, and 5 times the backlinks.
Wow, okay.
Which, as we know, in the SEO world, backlinks are very important. So headlines that contain the words list or how-tos tend to receive more traffic and social shares as well. A lot of times that tends to be a little bit more top of funnel broad keywords, so that makes a ton of sense, but something to think about. If it's a broad topic, there's probably a lot you have to write there too. And then posts with lists also receive about 4 times more traffic and 2 times more shares.
So snackable.
Snackable, easy to scan, make people think you're smart real quickly. So if you're looking to level up your content, think about the structure and the utility and search intent before you necessarily think about the word count. But of course, both things will be important.
Yeah, let's not take away the lesson that every piece of content needs to be 3,000 words and that's the only thing it needs to be. Please.
Just one long paragraph of whatever words you can think of, 3,000 of them.
I just wrote the word apple 3,000 times.
I bet it'll rank for Apple.
And then I added peach.
Perfect. Well, that's all the news we have for you this week. We'll be back next week with more news. If you need more in the meantime, you can follow TopRank on Twitter at TopRank or me at Tiffani_Allen.
That is true. And what's also true is you can find me on Twitter at NiteWrites. That's NITEWRITES. And please do subscribe to the blog and to our YouTube channel. And we will continue serving you awesome stuff.
We'll see you next week.
Thanks for tuning in.
Bye.